Good evening everyone, welcome back to a slightly shorter flight sim news video. In today's video we're talking about the Universal Flight Tablet, which has finally been released for the 737 family here on the sim. We're also talking about a delay to Block 2 of version 2 for the Fenix A320 and the 7th famous flyer, which has now come to Microsoft Flight Sim. All that in today's video. Before we get into it, be sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so any help here is appreciated. On that note, let's talk about the Universal Flight Tablet. After thousands of you across the internet and Flight Sim community on the whole have asked PMDG for this feature, they have finally released it. After many delays, we have the Universal Flight Tablet in the 737 on PC at the moment, and as soon as it's rolled out onto the content manager for everyone. Now the Universal Flight Tablet, the electronic flight bag, or just simply the iPad, whatever you want to call it, it was a highly requested feature. I myself have never been too fussed about it, but I have to say, now that it's in the sim, it is nice. Now at the moment it is relatively basic. While it does perform exceptionally well even when compared to the Fenix's EFB, I have to say its features are somewhat limited. It has all the basic stuff you'd expect, like Navigraph and SimBrief integration, which means you can pull in your flight plans and of course your airport charts, which is exceptionally helpful, and it means you don't need to flip between windows and tabs, which is so vital when you're on something like VATSIM or IVAO. But that being said, aside from the performance calculator and the aforementioned features, its features are relatively limited. I'll give the example with the fly-by-wire EFB, which has the ability to go through VATSIM and IVAO frequencies and select between them. There's nothing like that. Or how about with the Fenix A320 EFB, where you've got control of ground services and stuff like clocks on the outside of your aircraft? Well, as far as I've seen, there's nothing like that. Now, I wouldn't say it's disappointing because the EFB is at the very least in the sim, and after months, if not years of waiting, it's very nice to see it. But I know it will disappoint some people. I'm sure PMDG will update it as we go, and at the end of the day, it's nice to finally see it. It performs exceptionally well and definitely has not had a negative impact on the FPS of my 737. It's available for PC at the moment. Do update it via the operations center. That aside, hopefully it won't be long for it to roll out across the Flight Sim universe. Thank you to PMDG for bringing it out. I know some people may still moan about it, but I personally am at the very least glad to see it. Moving on to the Fenix team, Amir and his team have announced a delay to Block 2 of version 2 of their wonderful A320, which has been released for the sim for quite some time now. Now, Block 2 of version 2 of the Fenix A320 was set to bring, or is set to bring still, that hasn't changed, but it is set to bring an overhauled external model and the highly anticipated IAE engines. Now, this was meant to be released in the end of September. That, of course, got pushed back to the end of October, and once again, it's been pushed back. Now, I have nothing but good words to say about the Fenix team. They've done a smashing job with their aircraft, so I don't think there's any reason to be angry about this delay. We all know it's only because they want to ensure that this aircraft is as good as it can get. Now, they have previewed some screenshots of the Fenix A320, focusing on their external model to keep us waiting for this aircraft. I know delays are always annoying, but at the end of the day, it's coming, and when it does come, we can all have such great fun with it. For those of you that are going to moan about a delay, frankly, there's bigger things to moan about in the world. I know this aircraft is expensive, but it's already a very good base product. Really, all they're doing with Block 2 of version 2 is going above and beyond. I have to say, look at the details on some of the screenshots. Well, getting up close to the landing gear, I don't need to say much. This just looks uber realistic. Completely unnecessary, but we're thankful to the fly-by-wire team for doing it. And quite unexpectedly, according to the Discord post, this is actually better in terms of VRAM, which is of course the resource of your GPU. So it sounds like this will actually perform better compared to the current external model. That optimization is bloody impressive because this has improved leaps and bounds on the outside, so how they've managed to actually make it less demanding is nothing short of impressive. No release date has been provided for Block 2 of version 2 of the Fenix A320. When we do have a release date, I'll be sure to report on it. I know delays are always annoying, and this may impact their work on the A321 and A319, but I have nothing else to fault the Fenix team on. They've done a smashing job. Hopefully it won't be long before we see this, but we all know they're doing this because they want to release a fantastic product. Finally, last bit of news now, Famous Flyer 7 has been released for the sim on PC and Xbox. It's the Mitsubishi MU2, an aircraft which I have to say that looks very ahead of its time. You would not have known this aircraft first flew in the 1960s, 1963 to be exact. An incredibly versatile aircraft. In real life, it's served many roles, from seeing active frontline service with the Japanese Self-Defense Force to being used to charter about VIP passengers or indeed medical patients. You can fly this very versatile aircraft in the sim right now for $15 US, $14.99 to be exact. It's been made in collaboration with Builds, so you can expect very good stuff. On that note, guys, there is all your flight sim news for you all today. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, do be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It's always a pleasure to have you here. On that note, I'll see you all very soon. Have a brilliant start to your November. Bye bye.